Now we have learned that the energy which must go into the increasing velocity in increasing the velocity of the charge carriers, that will not take place because of the collision of the charge carriers with ions. So what happens, the energy is dissipated in heat into a conductor. So now let us say what is happening there. This energy, so now this heat dissipation is delta W, or we can say work done again against some other external source or external things, delta W, that is IV delta T. So this is the energy dissipated, this is the total energy dissipated. Now energy dissipated per unit time, that is called power. What is power? Energy per unit time. So the energy dissipated per unit time is power. So what is power? Energy dissipated per unit time. So delta W upon delta T, if we divide it by delta T, it is simply IV. So power consumed in a circuit is always IV, current into voltage. So this is power consumed in a circuit. Now let us use Ohm's law to see other forms of this. What is Ohm's law? V is equal to IR. So power, we have three formulae. So P is equal to IV. Now let us see another form of this. Putting the value of V is equal to IR. So P is equal to I is already here, another I and R. So I square R. When we put value of I from this, I is equal to V upon R. So V square upon R. So we have three formulae of power. P is equal to IV, P is equal to I square R, and V square upon R. So this is three formulae. Now, since this energy is dissipated as heat, where does this energy come from? So energy will come from the external source like this battery, and this, since this power loss is some kind of ohmic in behavior, we say this power loss ohmic loss also. Ohmic loss in a conductor of resistance R carrying current I. So this is called ohmic loss because it follows Ohm's law. We have used V is equal to IR in these forms. So V is equal to IR. So this power loss is also ohmic loss because we used Ohm's law. So now major question, where does this power that is dissipating comes from? This is comes from some external source, let us say some battery or some power outlet. As soon as you remove the power plug or you remove the battery, the device immediately stops because now there is no external source for giving us or for providing us the power that it needs. So here you can see a resistance, current I is flowing in this resistance. This is positive electrode, this one is negative electrode, and there is some electrolyte filled in this battery which is maintaining the potential difference between these positive and negative electrons. This is simply a battery, and this battery is providing some current into this resistance. And many of you sometimes make wrong diagram, that current always from positive terminal to negative terminal. See, this is positive one, this is negative, so current will flow, always flow like this. Now because of this flowing current, P is equal to IV or I square R, or we can say V square upon R. So there is a heating, and this keep on heating or dissipating heat energy outside till this battery supplies some power. So this is the power supplied by the battery or some kind of outlet, power outlet. Now let us see, there are some important implication of this formula. This especially in power transmission. What is power transmission? You get electricity using wires at your home, that is called power transmission. Power has been transmitted from the site where it has generated, that means power station, to your home. So that thing is called power transmission. So let us see what is the implication or what is the application of this thing in power transmission. So now let us see, So definitely one wants to minimize the power loss. Everybody wants power loss to be minimum. So what do? So they have cables. And this power is transmitted through these cables from power station to your home. This is your home and the power is transmitted from power station to your home using these lines. Now let us say the resistance of these cables is RC. Now the resistance of this cable is RC, R of cable, and we have connected some resistance which is R, and the current through this resistance is I and potential difference is V. Again see this thing, the resistance of this cable is RC, R cable. We have connected some external device with resistance R. Now the current I through I that is flowing in this resistance, the resistance that we have connected some kind of device like a mobile phone or a computer or something. So there is I current flowing in this and potential difference is V. Then again see P is equal to VI. So P power consumed is VI. Now the connecting wires from power station to the device has a finite resistance. Earlier we were thinking that this power lines or power cables does not have any resistance, but it also has some resistance RC. So now what is the power consumed in this line? PC is equal to I square RC, because we had seen P is equal to IV or P is equal to I square R. So same current is flowing in this resistance because that is also connected in series. When connected in series, same current flow in all the resistances. So current is I. Now the resistance is RC. When we use different formula of this, so let us take this. Here we have this V is equal to IR. In this device V is equal to IR and P is equal to IV in this device. So what is the value of this I? Let us calculate the value of current I, that is P upon V, and what is I square is equal to P square upon V square. So let us put this value of I square into this equation. So PC, that means power consumed in this cable, is P square upon V square and resistance of this cable RC. Let us see this once again, what has happened. Let us see this once again. So what has happened, that power comes to our home by some cable has some resistance RC. Now the same cable is coming in our device, or current is coming from same cable in our device like computer or mobile, etc. So power consumed in our device P is equal to VI. Previously we were thinking the resistance of the wire was 0, but it is already not 0. So what happens in that case, same current, since this wire has RC resistance and this R is your device resistance, both are in series. So same current I is flowing in both of them. So power consumed in your device is V into I. Now power consumed in this wire, how much power is consumed by this wire? This is simply current is same. So we had taken another form of this, P is equal to I square R. So R is RC. So I square RC is the power consumed in this wire. Now P is equal to IV, and when we calculate the value of I, because I is same in both the resistances, so I is equal to P by V. I square is equal to P square upon V square. Putting this value, PC is equal to P square upon V square RC. That means the power consumed in your circuit, square of that into resistance of this wire and divided by potential square. So here you see a term in the denominator V square. So if this V square becomes high, then the power lost in the cable would be less. That's why power is transmitted in thousands of volts from the power station. Generally, what you get power at your home is from the lines of 440 volts. Again, these lines are only connected to transformers and much smaller. But when power is delivered from power station to the transformer, this power cable is quite long, kilometers of length. So hence this, as you know, the resistance is proportional to length of the wire. So RC or resistance of the cable would be very high. In that case, we need to increase the voltage so the power lost in the cable would be less. That's why we see different lines of 11,000 volts or 25,000 volts. Why? Just to minimize the power lost in this transmission lines or in this power cables.